Well, one of the most good squads in Europe is Arsenal. And I've always gone ahead to say they have the best squad in Europe right now. Now, if you thought that Mikel Arteta is seated and is not thinking about the January transfer window, I tell you what, go ahead and obviously get worried. Arteta has dropped January signings hint. You understand? They've gone ahead to drop the January signings hint, meaning that in January, Arsenal is looking at options of players to sign. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we are here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned onto this beautiful channel of ours. So we are going to be talking a little bit of Mohamed Salah. I opened up the day with a video of Mohamed Salah firing at the manager Arne Slot, and Arne Slot has gone ahead to fire at the man known as Mohamed Salah again. And guess what? It looks like the Cold War is on. The battle lines have been drawn. And who wins this battle? I think. Who do you think will win this battle, guys? Into the comment section below is where I expect you guys to come up with your thoughts in here onto our beautiful channel. So continue to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers onto this beautiful channel, and you will thank me later, because for me all I do is to source out content for you, and for you guys your role is to view, comment, like and share, and obviously buy super chats, become members, and so on and so forth. Now, Arteta has said the following, and it is obviously going to excite very many Arsenal fans. Arteta on the new January window, he said, we always have to be prepared. We need to be open for it. So we don't know, but we are certainly going to be alert, and we know where the risk can come in terms of the squad, and be ready just in case we have to do something. Now, have you heard what Arteta's going to hate to say? That he knows where the risk can come in terms of the squad. Now, when you look at Arsenal right now, we all have to admit that they are having problems when it comes to the defense. You know, one of the spots that I believe they'll obviously have to tackle in there is all about that central defense. Maybe they might go all out for a player who can play across that entire line. You understand? And defenders like that are there. I've gone ahead to see a guy known as Sergio Boye, who is really a talented guy. He can play as a right back and a center back. You understand? There are even Sergio Ramos. Hey, Sergio Ramos is a free agent. So if Arsenal can really find him a place, I think he can obviously come in through and really play, because he's a player you can bring in to obviously do the patches in your squad. You understand, and bring in the winning mentality. But I don't think that Mikel Arteta is of that plan. If he's to go in for a player, I think they can go in for a player like a Mosquera level and price, or Hincapi, because they're not expensive players, and they can come in through and obviously put in a very huge shift altogether. But he's like, they know where the risk can come in terms of the squad. And when you look at the centre-back partnership of Arsenal, it's really lacking a player. So Arsenal might obviously go out for what we call a mild, purposeful player. We know players that play in the central defense, central midfield, can play as right back, can play as left back. I think that's one of the players that Arsenal might obviously be looking at in the coming winter transfer window. But, you know, ever since they brought in this Andre Bata guy, they are really unpredictable. That is it. You know, Arsenal's recruitment plan is really unpredictable. At the start of the summer transfer window of 2025, few of us thought that Arsenal could go and bring in very many huge players. And guess who had gone ahead to obviously warn us about this? It was none other than Fabrizio Romano who told us that Arsenal are planning a huge overhaul, to bring in players. And indeed, they brought in Kepa Zebalaga, Zubimendi, Noni Madueke. They brought in Jokeres. They brought in Ebelechi Hezi. They brought in Hinkapi. They brought in Mosquera and Nogard. They brought in 8 players. And with how good they're really performing and how much money they're really making during the January transfer window, when Arteta says that they are prepared for the January transfer window, obviously, he's meaning it. He's meaning it, and you never know what he's obviously going to be doing. And the plan is already well stipulated outside there. As you see to it that the youngsters, the Quintero brothers, have already gone ahead to be brought in, and Arsenal is looking at more and more other players in that particular position. So we wait to see how Arsenal will go on and do business in the January transfer window. And you see to it that we are dropping you stories about the players that Arsenal might bring in through during January transfer window in here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. So that's it about Arsenal. I think he has really well come out and said it, that they are always prepared and they need to be open for it. Meaning that Arsenal is ready to go hard, for what we call the January transfer window. Because they know to it that all pointers of winning the Champions League and the Premier League are at Arsenal. And what do they have to do? They have to do the needful. Going in the summer transfer and signing players won't make sense. And I think they won't make the same mistake they did this winter transfer. I thought that Arsenal needed just 1 or 2 players to be brought in during the January transfer window of this year. But do you know what they did? Never did they go all out for that, and it went ahead to cost them the trophy, and Liverpool went ahead to take it. So this time round, I think all what they have to do is to obviously scrutinize their squad very well. After doing that, then they'll obviously understand which player are they supposed to be bringing in through, because that side of that side of Man City looks like they've gone ahead to charge. And for them, they might look out to bring in players. Even Liverpool, in the January transfer window, they must bring out players. So Arsenal has to be very keen on that. And I think that's where Arteta should be really paying a keen eye on. So that is it all about Mikel Arteta and the club of Arsenal. They are prepared for the summer transfer window. Arteta has revealed. You understand? And Andre Bertha knows exactly which caliber of player they're supposed to bring. And I tell you, Arsenal are going to be looking at multi-functional players, especially with Saliba and Magalhaes being injured. They might look out for that player who can play in the midfield, central defense, because for the fullback positions, I think they're really well occupied. For the forwards, they're really well occupied. But I think they're really lacking some depth when it comes to a central defender, because even Mosquera is injured. But it will depend on how these players recover after that. If you see to it that Mosquera is going to be out for 2 months, then Arsenal will have to work out on something different, as they cannot risk out on really bringing in an academy player to play into that central defense. With Julian Timber partnering with the Hinkapi, and they're really looking very well, you can't guarantee that. You can't guarantee their longevity throughout the season, as Saliba works hard to obviously come in through and play football again. So that's it all about the club of Arsenal, and let's go to Liverpool. Now, I brought you what Salah said in the morning, and now we want to bring you what Arne Slot has gone ahead to obviously come out and say about Mohamed Salah. It's never any easy decision, because we all know what a great player Mohamed Salah is. He was asked on really benching Mohamed Salah, and he said it's never an easy decision because we all know what a great player he is. But it is also up to me to pick the team, and I think we need today. That's why I made that decision. So he was asked why he had gone ahead to bench Mo Salah, And that's the reason he gave. And he's the manager, and he makes decisions on who should play and who shouldn't play. So he has obviously given us an answer that Salah is not in good records for him, obviously coming through and really put in a very huge shift. Then he also added and said, we have to accept the situation we are in. The short-term future of Mo Salah is he goes to AFCON in a week's time. We play Inter before that. Now he's like, they're going to be playing Inter Milan before that, and he's obviously going to be seeing Salah coming in through and really putting in a very huge shift altogether. So that's it all about Salah and his manager, known as Arne Slot. I know a lot is obviously going to be coming in through. Salah dropped an interview. Will he be part of the squad that is going to be playing against Inter Milan in the midweek? That's another huge question we're obviously going to be waiting for in here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. So that's why I always tell you that turn on your notification bell, because very many stories will obviously come up and really keep up, keep you updated in here. So please tell me your thoughts about Arteta prepared for the January transfer window, meaning that Arsenal is eyeing to strengthen their squad during the January transfer window. From there, come out and really let me know your thoughts about Mohamed Salah and Arne Slot. This time round, it's Arne Slot speaking, not Salah. Do you think the manager is having a grudge on a player, or the player is not accepting the truth that maybe he has worn out and is no longer a Liverpool level and part of the squad that the manager really wants to play, because the system might be not be doing justice to Mohamed Salah. Thank you very much for watching through. Second video of the day, Rokani Media Football it is. We are going to be returning in the next 1 or 2 hours with another upload.